Now, on one of my Battlefield streams this week, I got asked a question which I get asked quite often, which was, I was a console player, I just picked up a PC, how do I get better at playing Battlefield on the PC? Because often, a lot of the time, these people, they say, hey, well, you know, I used to be really good with console, I could get a good score, I could play well, but coming over to the PC, I've really struggled, even though I seem to be doing the basic things right. What's different? How can I improve there? Well, you know, it is different, but transitioning over to PC, if you've never played with PC before, is going to be, you know, it's a change up, and it's going to take some time. It's not something you can just instantly grab and get hold of, and that's not because it's significantly more difficult, it's just because the muscle memory of your hands and just the way in which you're going to be sitting and playing and coordinating is going to be slightly different. Now, a little bit of history for you guys from myself, if you don't know my kind of background. Basically, I played a huge range of different stuff. You know, I played right back from the retro arcade stuff and the consoles then, up until PC, the kind of early PC gaming stuff, you know, Counter-Strike, Half-Life, all this kind of stuff, some more of the kind of arena things and all these bits and pieces. So I played that, then I had some hardcore WoW time, obviously back with the Battlefields as well. So I played a lot of different stuff back then. Then I transitioned over to the PlayStation, because PlayStation, I'd always played consoles, and at that current time it just suited me better. I had finished playing WoW, didn't need to play that anymore. So I had a load of years where I played just PS3. It suited me at the time, had a huge amount of fun with it, great times with that. Now I've transitioned back to PC because it's my choice and it just suits me currently. You know, so it's not a video about at all like which one is better or any of these kind of things. But you know, my channel was mainly focused around the kind of console play in the past, and now we're moving more towards the PC stuff. And I think a lot of you guys as well are kind of making choices to move towards PC. I think a lot of people see the benefits to it, even though it can be more expensive and all these kind of things. But it doesn't need to be expensive. You can have a pretty decent system for not, you know, very much money. So going into the new year, I will be looking at kind of ways in which you guys can sort of focus and improve better if you've just transitioned across. Also highlighting some maybe sales deals, things like this that you can look at on Steam, like I did recently with the sales. Those videos went down very well for people. So there's going to be a load of stuff that I plan to do there, just some, you know, kind of things for people that are just coming over to PC if they've never had one before now. But in regards to if you play console and you recently just come over for Battlefield, you know, one thing that I said is, don't overcomplicate things, you know, keep it simple. You don't want to have too much that you have to focus on all in one go. So things like TDM and domination and maybe even chain link are great for that, because they're quite straightforward, they're infantry centric. You don't need to worry about vehicles blowing you up or, you know, having to deal with them at all. Those are things that you can transition into. Now obviously a lot of people will have played Battlefield before, so they get that, but it's not about what you understand in the game, it's about kind of what you're having to think about at that current time, and being in a different control setup, having to worry about, you know, how you're going to be changing out and so on and so on. It's very important. Things like your peripherals are going to matter. You know, what kind of keyboard do you have, how does that sit for your, you know, position of your wrist and so on. Same with the mouse, you know, how many buttons do you have, how many extra buttons, do you just have 2 shoulder buttons, do you have more than that? Again, how are you going to be keybinding those? Keybindings are really important. And you know, keybinds I might talk about on another video. I might explain kind of how I feel, but the thing is, keybinds are very individual. Everybody has their own keybind setup, so there's no real kind of hard and fast rule for like what's the best keybinds. It doesn't work like that. You've got to just, what is important, what's comfortable for you, that's the important thing. So yeah, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but I just wanted to highlight and say, like, you know, if you're just coming over, one of the best things that you can do is just grind it out, because it's going to take time to get used to using a mouse and using a keyboard. It just takes time. There's no quick way of getting around that. You've just got to grind it. And you know, team deathmatch, domination, chain link are good game modes for grinding that out, because you just have infantry. So you're just having target after target after target, and you'll get that kind of fluid, sort of comfortable feeling a lot more, because you're having more and more of those engagements. You won't get that with stuff like Conquest or the bigger things, maybe even Rush perhaps. You know, you're not going to get that on those maps, because those kind of engagements you have will be less. So it's more important to do it on those kind of smaller, more infantry maps. So that would be my basic advice. Just go for the infantry maps, just grind it out. Don't play for half an hour. You need to sit down like 4, 5, 6 hours. Play just solid. You know, if you find that you're getting wrecked too much because your team's very one-sided, change it up. Don't punish yourself by sitting in those rounds if you're trying to learn. Something else you can do, take yourself to the test range. Just keep replaying, getting used to ADSing, you know, move. Just get used to those kind of things. Keep it in the basics, keep it in the fundamentals. Don't start trying to take on too much. Don't start trying to, you know, carry the weight of the game on your shoulders at the early stage. Just play it out, get comfortable. Also, you know, think about letting letting your teammates go forward. Don't push that front line when you're not kind of fully comfortable with your control setup or how it's feeling for you. You know, sit back, allow other people to move around, and pick your shots carefully. Don't rush too much, go point to point. All of those things are going to help you survive more. They're going to help you get more comfortable with it, and then, you know, little by little, as you get more comfortable, you can take it further. You can be more aggressive, you can change it up, you can start using different kit loadouts. Again, when it comes to loadouts, so I keep it basic, keep it something you're comfortable with. You know, don't try and be, you know, really fancy. Just keep it basic gun. I don't know, whatever you want to run with. M416, good example. Very controllable, very balanced all around, handles well in most situations. You know, something like that. A nice kind of vanilla gun is going to really suit you pretty well. So I hope that's a big help for any of you guys transitioning over there, if you have that. If you have any suggestions for other kind of things along these lines in terms of PC setup or whatever, things you want to hear about, whether you want it to be technical stuff, whether you want it to be game stuff, philosophical stuff, whatever you like. And a nice little tack on just at the end here, I do have some more philosopher videos planned for those of you that enjoy those. Again, time for me at the moment, and I've got them written up, ready to go, just not had the time, so they'll be coming along probably after Christmas. So thanks for watching today, guys. If you enjoyed, drop a little like below. Always helps me out, helps the channel, helps support me, and I'll see you next time for some more Battlefield 4.